Welcome back to Chart Wizard Trading. Today we're going to talk about the S&P 500, and we're going to compare a few things from 2007 because they're kind of calendar cousins. What I have here down below, this is a fractal. This is the price action from 2007, mirrored onto the price action from 2024. This is the top that preceded, what was it, at least a 60% drop or so. Let's take a trip back in time. Okay. It's this fractal right here that I just pulled, right? From that top to that bottom was 58% drop in the market. It's pretty substantial. Okay. And I've mirrored that top onto the same time period in 2024, actually going back to 2023. This is a year, essentially. This is a year time period that I've picked out to today. Okay. Now, a few things to notice. It's pretty much the same pattern, right? Like we get, I picked it from a year, so we get this little, right? Because we're October 11th or whatever. So I went back a year and just found the low from a year ago, right? So we have a low in 2007 as well, a push up and a move down, and then this impulse up and a correction, and this impulse up and a correction, and this impulse up, and then it was all done. And that's it. This is the tail end of an extended impulse. Now, the beginnings of those patterns are different, okay? Because in 2007, the beginning of that pattern, this is the tail end of a C wave, okay? And this is the tail end of an impulse. But C waves are impulses, okay? But this is the tail end of an impulse, is what I'm saying. This is a fifth wave. In 2007 is the end of a C wave, which completed the B wave. So, point of the matter is, there's more similarities between these two than just the shape of the pattern, albeit very uncannily similar. Okay, so I bring up the fractals, and I'm not saying that whatever's going to happen after is going to play out exactly, and so on and so forth. I'm a believer in a fractal market. I'm not a believer that it's going to play out exactly the same. Even this fractal does not play out exactly the same as far as depth and so on and so forth. Like this one comes a lot closer to this low than this one does, and so on and so forth. But the actual patterns within the structure are the same. Why? Because it's a series of impulses and corrections until you finally get your last one. Now, I bring this up for all the bulls out there that think that this can't end. Well, what I'm showing you here is the exact same pattern that has already occurred in history over a year time frame. And guess what happened after this candle? It ended. News alert. Secret. It ended. It crashed after that. That was it. So yes, it can happen. There's a lot more similarities than just the shape of the structure, though. When did the Fed cut rates? Just this year. It was, September 18th. September 18th, 2024, is when the Fed cut rates, right? And where are we today at an all-time high? October 11th, 2024, okay? Now let's take a trip back in the time machine. Okay, and you can Google this yourself and look it up. But when did the Fed cut rates? In 2007. By the same number, by the way, 50 basis points. Okay, newsflash, it was September 18th, 2007 was when the Fed cut by 50 basis points. And when did it top? October 11th, 2007. Let's look at that again. Let's get back in our time machine. And let's go forward in time. So the Fed, on our fractal here, the Fed cut rates here during the third wave of this final structure, okay? And it topped on October 11th. When was the 18th? Right here, right in the middle of the third wave. So here, if I matched this up perfectly, let's see if I can get it right on the day. Let's see that, because this candle was the 18th. It's the 20th. There, I got it right on. There we go. So we have the 18th. Where'd I go? There it is. 18th, right in the middle of this third wave. October 11th. Today. 18th to the 11th. Now these things don't line up exactly. Right, I'm stretching it out. But the days match perfectly. That's eerie to me. Eerie. Now, does that mean that this is high is going to complete and today is the day? October 11th of 2024? No. Okay. Doesn't mean that per se. But the structure leading up to it is the same, and the same things that happened in 2007 are happening today, just on a bigger time scale. We could successfully count this as ended in 2007, just like we can successfully count this as ended in 2024. We do have 5 waves up after all. We're running up against this contracting trend line here. Right? So a contracting trend line. Running right up against it. It's there. Difference being is this could potentially be a much bigger wave. Now let's do a little thought experiment here. Let's go ahead and let's make an assumption that this, I'm going to go to the weekly to make this a little bit easier. Okay, let's make an assumption that this plays out, right? Exactly. It's not going to, okay? But let's just go ahead and make an assumption that it did. Okay? It will be a similar pattern, okay? But it's not going to be exact to the days all the way down, so on and so forth. Okay, this is just an impulse, a C wave impulse to end a flat. 3, 3, 5. This was a zigzag. This was a zigzag, 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 flat. Okay, zigzag, zigzag, impulse, flat. But let's go ahead and grab it just to see what it looks like. Okay, so we got our October 11th high. And this is a March 2nd, 2009. So we're going to grab it. Let's bring it up just to see. Okay, and then we'll try to pair this up. Oops, I went way too far. Pair this up with expectations. Okay. So let's stick this candle right on that candle. And we're going to go through all of 2025 and we're going to go to 2026 in March. Okay. And it'd probably be right about there is my guess. Okay. So this would be, if it mirrored the fractal, right, which it never does, but you get something similar. If it mirrored the fractal back to the COVID lows, you would get an impulse down. But here's the key difference. If you go back to 2007, this was the end of something. This was a C wave. This was the end of a correction. Okay, but now what are we correcting, right? Because what were we correcting here? We were correcting this impulse up. So we corrected that. Now we're correcting a much bigger impulse. We're correcting this impulse up, which the guideline for that is right back to where we started. Okay, which means that this is only the beginning of something. It means that that is an A wave. But it will end something. It will end an A wave. And we will get a significant retracement back. So you can make your head and shoulders pattern. And then you get this same thing all over again. And that's how you get back to 2008. So that's what you have to look forward to. But don't get lulled to sleep thinking and looking at 5-minute charts that this can't be the end of something. Because it most certainly can be the end of something. Okay? Regardless what we teach at Chart Wizard Trading, we don't have to be right every time. Okay? That's what people don't understand. You don't have to be right every time. You just have to either buy or sell at the right times. There is no way in hell that you should be buying at all-time highs. There's only one thing that can happen if you buy at all-time highs, and that's you getting wrecked. Okay? That's you getting wrecked. So let's say you broke this all-time high, right? You broke this one right here, back here. You're like, broke the all-time high, so I'm buying it. And it comes up, you're like, I'm the best. And then it tanks. You're like, I'm scared. I sell. Right? And they're like, okay, let's try this again. I broke the all-time high. Yes. Oh, no, I'm scared. I sell. Let's do this again. I'm not going to let this do to me again. I'm not going to broke the all-time high. Here we go. I'm not selling. No way am I doing it. Broke my entry. Shit, I was wrong. I sell. Okay. Here we go. This has got to be bearish, right? No, oh, it made a new all-time high again. I'm not going to buy. Nope, I'm not doing it this time. Not doing it. Oh, it made another all-time high. All right, fine, I'm in. What do you think's going to happen? Honestly, what do you think is going to happen? Even like best case scenario, this is bullish. It's going to flush out down like this. You bought here, you're going to sell here, and it's going to take off, and you're going to do the same thing again. This is what retail does. They buy highs and they sell lows, and that's how they do it. And that's not how you invest in the market. So if you want to learn to do this yourself and time your own entries and exits, go to wavecounts.com. Read up on Chart Wizard training. Consider joining our group. If you're looking for Nostradamus, who's only going to tell you when to exit and when to enter to the penny and to the dollar, do not join. We don't want you. We want people who are going to contribute to the group, who are going to put in the work and the effort to learn to get better. This is no joke, people. This is a serious matter at hand. Okay? Feel free to fact check me. Go ahead and look it up. September 18th, 2007, what happened? October 11th, 2007, what happened? What a little Fibonacci magic. If we take a, let me see, where's my tool here? This one? Date range, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. This correction, 8 trading days. Okay, that's 8 bars. 8 trading bars. It took 11 days, but there's weekend in there. 8 trading days. The next correction, 5 trading days. Those are Fibonacci numbers, folks. 8, 5. The next one's 3 and 2 and 1. 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1. Right here. Count the bars yourself. 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. That's the Fibonacci sequence, right? 8, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, October 11th. I just counted down the Fibonacci sequence based on corrections and a terminal impulse. Can't make this shit up, people. I didn't invent it. I just followed the rules. Watch yourselves. It's the S&P 500 in a nutshell. Okay, that's it. It's a high degree of probability that this thing is over or almost over. Got several more videos out. Check those out in my list, in my profile. You can consider a Chart Wizard Trading membership where we talk about this stuff all the time, every day. We're chatting about it. Till next time, you stay fresh, you say awesome. Have a good weekend. I'm out.